From the studios of Y2J Entertainment.
That's what I'm talking about.
Big up.
It's the hottest, most relevant, and entertaining podcast on your speakers, baby. It's time for the Ear Hustling Podcast. Starring Y2 James and King Unique. From the studio in Dallas, Texas. Take it away, boys.
Yes, sir.
What up, y'all?
What's the T?
Welcome to another edition of Ear Hustling Podcast. I'm the motherfucking man, Mr. Y2 James, and we here on a special edition of Ear Hustling Podcast. But before we talk about that, we're gonna first welcome my co-host this evening, Mr. Taj Mahal. What's up, baby?
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Good to be here.
Finally. I know, right?
Finally.
You know, after coming off last week, you know, I was going down the list, and I'm like, who can I have as a special co-host? Should I do it by myself? Should I bring somebody in? Should I bring Titus in here? Then I was like, oh, no, bitch, I can't do that shit. Last time he was in here, when Ressie G was in here, the shit got heavy in here. Then I was like, should I bring Chris the King in here? Because he had his opinions. Then should I bring Marquise Wiley in here? I said, you know what? Let me go down. I said, Taj Mahal would be great.
Great.
Taj Mahal would be real
The
good.
one and only.
So you finally here. Thank you.
Finally here. Thank you. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you for bringing me on your show. We, as being in black media, we have to stick together in this media circle, and I just want to say I'm proud to be here. But we're going to get into some things.
We sure gonna get into some motherfucking things.
We get into some things, I'm going to need for y'all to subscribe to my YouTube channel, TajTV, and follow me on all social media, official TajTV. And don't forget to add me on Facebook, Taj Mahal.
I see you. I got your stuff right there, okay?
Oh, blue.
I got your stuff right there.
Like
Okay.
y'all see that setup? Come on, setup production.
Look here, y'all. There's some bullshit going on right now in the motherfucking community. We got the executive producer of Chasing Motherfucking Dallas in the motherfucking building, y'all. What's up, Ressie G?
What's up, everybody? It's Ressie G, not Cardi B, but I still get to the money. Oh.
What's going on?
Oh my God, there is so much going on. Like y'all out there, make sure y'all share.
Right.
Share.
So, Reese, nothing is off limits today, child.
Not a goddamn thing.
Not a motherfucking thing.
Yes, not a motherfucking thing. Anything y'all want to ask? Make sure y'all call in. We can go ahead and pump it up and get it right today.
Right. Okay. Hold on. First off, so you can come in here now. Let's be clear. The last time that you were here, you were sitting on this side. I was over there. You were sitting right here, and Titus was sitting on this side. Things got kind of shaky. And now I'm gonna tell you, it got so shaky that
he was shaking.
Well, maybe
that Titus was shaking. No shade.
But me and you, we were kind of like right here a little bit. And I'm like, what's up?
Yeah, you know, I just was like, you know, I walked into the situation. There was security here, and I was just like, y'all think I'm gonna fight this?
Now, child, now, you know, if you all people know about production, you know about production.
Well, I didn't, you know, I'm still new to a lot of this shit. I was just like, what the fuck is going on here?
That security was right.
It was security. I walked in and I was like, it was a security, and then it was another security. And
right.
I was just like, y'all don't feel secure? So I was just like, yeah, right now, let me just focus on getting season 2 all the way together and get this shit out here for everybody.
Right.
Yeah, that was a day.
That was a day.
Mm-hmm. All leading up to the episode that just aired.
Now, hold on. But wait a minute. But going back to that, what was said when he was here was that, because the news was kind of broke that day, that there was a fight. So now moving forward, let's just get straight into it. Was Titus right?
Well, the part that I had Titus that I didn't like what Titus said was that I stood it back and I let it happen. But as y'all see in the show, that I was the only one breaking it up. Even the opposing, even the sides that the people that were involved weren't even trying to take their cheering away. So I was like, at what point did I want this fight to happen? At what point did I just sit there and let it happen? So that's the only thing that I didn't like about what Titus had said. That was it. And then he made it seem like the production or the show was putting out there that we're okay with this type of behavior. And that's not true. So that's my only thing with Titus. And he just kept dragging it on because it was a hot topic.
Right.
And then he sat up there and said he wasn't a blogger. He wasn't a podcaster. But girl, you was sitting there trying to act like you was. It'll be one thing because James didn't even really. At the beginning, it wasn't even no Ear Hustle podcast sitting there talking about some what happened.
Right.
They had to cover the issue, but they were just like, okay, well, let's get down to brass tacks of the situation before we start saying stuff, which is what a podcast is supposed to do, which we're, of course, supposed to do, not caterers.
Okay.
Oh, child.
All right. Come on, Mr. Caterer. Anyway, let's move forward. So, he may be watching. He may call in. I don't know. But anyway, so, Ressie, you hear?
Nothing is off
limits.
Nothing.
Tell me so far, how is season 2 going? Because you know, we've watched so far, and I think we're in episode 8.
Yes.
We're in episode 8. How many episodes will there be?
I cannot say how many.
Girl, you just said no questions is off limits, okay?
I would say there's going to be more than 11.
Okay.
I'll give you one more. There's more than 13.
Okay.
So our season is pretty long.
Okay.
So, you know, we filmed for a year. So we got a lot of content and a lot of things happen that y'all still have not seen yet.
So you're saying the best has yet to come from Chasing Dallas?
I say the whole damn show is the best. But I mean, there's still stuff coming that will help y'all understand and help y'all understand even more as to the dynamics in the city amongst the cast now. The season to me has been going great. I mean, the numbers are looking good even though I don't care about it. So just coming from a business standpoint, that's great. I'm ready for it to be over because my 2019 was horrible pertaining to the show. It messed up personal relationships. It messed up my dating life. So I'm ready for it to be over just so I can take a little bit of a break and not have to deal with that stuff.
Okay, one question.
Go ahead.
What is the biggest misconception about Chasing Dallas? What is one of the just biggest misconceptions about the show?
I would say that the biggest misconception about the show is that everything is scripted or planned out. Like, excuse me, nothing about the show is scripted. Even though some of the cast members came to the situation thinking that it was scripted, but nothing is scripted. Nothing is planned out. We do have a storyboard, as with every production. We have a storyboard of certain things that's supposed to happen.
Right.
But I think that's the biggest misconception.
Okay.
To me. But people may say different, but that's what I think.
Well, here's my question to that. Here's my question. And you say that things are not scripted and everything is as real as it gets. But me and you've talked in the past, and I've talked to CJ, and my thing is that on 1 minute, both of you guys tell me that CJ is not part of the show. He's not the executive producer. He's not anything, but he's clearly on the credits. Clearly. So you telling me that he's not part of the show, the credits are telling me another thing. So is CJ part of the show or not?
Is he getting paid?
What I would say is this: if once episode 9 airs, look at the credits.
Oh, so you're saying that you pulled a Shawnee O'Neal? Thank you for your services. Is what
I
you're
would say that after that altercation happened, it was the biggest thing about the altercation was we had to look back at the footage and see which contracted at that time. Who was contracted that threw the first blow? Because there's a clause in our contract that says whoever the person is on the receiving side of an assault, I have to give them the option to press charges. So we had to look back at the footage and see out of. Are you
talking about the footage, Dior and Trey?
Yes.
Okay, stand by. So for the people who have not seen, I'm sure you guys all have, but we're gonna bring you all up to speed. So we're gonna come right back in 60 seconds. We're gonna show you exactly what happened leading up to that or with that fight, so you can understand exactly what Ressie is talking about. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
I also heard that he said that I don't do hair either, but I've done his hair multiple times.
You never seen him do a tattoo in y'all friendship of like years of knowing each other?
No.
You knew exactly what I did in my pastime. Like I pierced your friends. Your friends have asked me about tattoos at your house while you doing my hair. Me and sat in your house when y'all were together, having a whole conversation about tattoos and needles and us tattooing each other. I was quite puzzled as to why he would say that. They pushed that and shoved, like, we had a friendship. But when he's out here in public, when he's with him and whoever else, he wants him as a name. This thing right here. The point right here. Yeah. So at some point when you pick and you pick and you pick, you lose it and you black out.
Every time I see him, every time I see him,
It's not that.
jumping, no jumping. Hey, go! One fight. Hey! Stop! Everybody stop! Stop! Please. I didn't know. This is no head, hoe. Stop, head, hoe. Bitch, when you take off your motherfucking tail, bitch, what's left, hoe? Nothing, bitch. I didn't invite you here to do that. Stop. Everybody stop.
That was fun.
Tell him to go. Tell him to go. Then I still gotta look, hoe.
I'm good. I'm good, Ressie.
And I still gotta look, hoe.
We gonna wait until they leave.
They called.
That nigga bitch. And he started that shit, you fat
Everything
fucking
his fucking head, his motherfucking body, hoe.
Yeah, y'all. So, okay, we turned the mics up a little bit. So now we showed the clip of everyone, you know, and they got to fight and whatever it is, what it is. Ressie, was that set up or wasn't?
It was not.
Was it scripted or not?
It was not. It was not. It was not. Period. There's no way that a person can set up people to do something with their own bodies. No way possible. And on top of that, when I found out about the recordings, those people, more specifically Dior and Trey Howard, were privy to information going on in scenes as it pertained to Trey Womack. So y'all came into the situation knowing production secrets. And so, because of production secrets, y'all already knew what was up going into the fight, going into the lingerie party. So my thing is, did you come to fight or not?
They were ready.
Yeah, I solely believe that, and the only reason I believe that is because I knew nothing about these recordings, and the reason why I made sure that we did that meeting and we filmed that meeting is to save my ass, because people like to say Ressie's all about the drama, Ressie's all about this, Ressie's all about that, but Dario calling me, and so the thing about it is, I just really feel like people have this idea like we have all this power to edit it this way, to make it look like this, and that's not true.
Right.
Like, all this is coming out of my pocket, and my pockets ain't that deep.
Okay.
And I wouldn't even want to put anybody out like that, to be very honest.
So it got to the point to where the situation somewhat got out of control. And, you know, I was just watching the episode, and it got to the point to where they didn't want to leave. What do you have to say about that? And I know that you say you don't condone fighting at all, but
hold on, I'm gonna give you something else. So my question is that there were people that was in that fight that wasn't even part of Chasing Dallas.
Exactly. Let's get
so how in the hell did they get in the scene anyway?
And
that's another reason. And that's another reason why people think that it was set up, because if they wasn't part of the cast, then that means that they're in the scene. Did they sign contracts? So now that those are further questions. Like, so if they're not part of the cast, then they're in the scene fighting, talking about fat bitch and all that other shit.
Let me add on to that.
Come on.
Who, for the viewers that are out there that want to know, you getting the tea with TajTV and James Cooper, okay? We want to know who was that, because I know there wasn't a cast member. He wasn't a friend of the show. He had nothing to do with the show. He just so happened to be there with Dior. So can you elaborate on who that person was?
So let's get back just a little bit. So to answer your question, that night, we were not prepared, because when I go into a scene just being Ressie G, I leave it up to my producers to handle everything, right? So when Ressie G is in Ressie G mode, cast member, I relinquish my director, hey, y'all do this, and I let them do it, right? Earlier that day was the brunch, right? So at the brunch, that person, I'm not going to speak their name because I don't see it for them, they asked King Kane if they could come to his lingerie party. Why? I don't know. Then Kane asked me, he said, Ressie, so-and-so wants to come to the lingerie party. Are you cool with that? I said, it's your party. You can do whatever you want to do.
Right.
Because this was supposed to be a fun time for him to show his lingerie line and all of that. That's what the party was about. Yes, on our storyboard, there was a conversation that was supposed to be had between Trey Howard, Dior, and Trey Womack, but it wasn't supposed to be at the end of the lingerie party. It was actually supposed to happen at the beginning of the lingerie party, so we can clear the air. If somebody didn't want to stay, they could leave. We can go and do the pole dancing. We can hit it.
Exactly.
Because there were more games that we were supposed to play at Kane's party. So that's how it was all actually planned. But then you have people who wanted to antagonize the situation and bring it outside and all of this. And the person that I am is, y'all not going to talk about somebody if they're less than 500 feet away from you. Let's bring him to come and talk about it.
Exactly.
Which is where I said, okay, let me just go and get him so we can talk about it. Especially if y'all was friends. Mm-hmm. And so with that person who was a part, there's another clip that we're actually going to air of another recording from a cast member who said that to them it looked as if it was a plot to actually fight Trey Womack that night. So this is unbeknownst to that.
So you want to show that recording? Let's do the recording, y'all. We'll be right back. Listen to the recording.
So y'all brought him out there to slap me.
I mean, I didn't know if he was.
Y'all brought him out there to slap me, and he thought he was gonna slap me. He thought he was gonna slap me.
Be honest with you, like I said, I thought he was gonna talk.
So y'all got him beat up.
I mean, I got him judged.
I put you in the scene with people who don't talk about you that's on camera. Like George, don't talk about you. Markel, don't talk about. They don't talk about you on camera.
We, as a family, decided not to go to the cast trip because of last night.
Okay. Don't tell Ressie I talked to y'all.
All right, y'all, we are back. So I wanted y'all to listen to that recording, y'all. So far, we are getting into the meat and potatoes of Chasing Dallas Season 2. We got someone had called in. Caller, welcome to Ear Hustling Podcast. What's the motherfucking tea?
Hi.
Wow.
Ooh,
oh, wow. So you're asking, what you're asking, Tony, is Dior the problem?
Shout out to Tony Rebel. Tony Rebel has been supporting Chasing Reality from like day one. And to answer his question, do I think that he's a common denominator? I would say very honestly, I don't necessarily think that, I think that he's a common person. He is a person that is a commonality between these people. However, I do believe that because Dior is seen as the matriarch amongst his family, there could have been something that he would have said to say, this is not what we're doing. This is not what we're going to do. Or at least, like I told him most recently, you know, in Atlanta, gay families are taking totally different, like there's a different perspective of gay families in Atlanta. So I don't know if it's just, this is my gay child, we just all keep together, and then when we leave amongst each other, then that's it. I do think that because Trey Womack and Dior were close friends, like Trey over his house every day, and that's his gay child, and then that was his best friend, and then all of these things, and then he knows Kane. I do think that as a person that is that he is a factor in everybody, that he could have said something.
So Trey Howard says, "How is Dior the problem? He was calming down the argument the whole time." Go ahead.
Somebody spilling tea, Trail.
I think to speak to that, I mean, just from things that I've even noticed, I mean, to even address Howard, my thing is, it's a family. So I mean, I look at it as, okay, if your daddy told you or your mama told you not to.
Hold on, Ressie. Hold on just a second. So apparently we're having communication where they can't hear Tony. So let's just, every time that he asks the question, let's just kind of reiterate the question that he's asking. Okay. So what was the question that he was asking?
So the question, he acknowledged the Trey Howard comment about, the initial question was, do I think that Dior is a common denominator basically in between their thing, and then Trey Howard commented and said, how is he, I guess, what was it, responsible or something like that? Right. I don't know. But my thing is, I look at it as, I don't know how they take gay families, and this is no shade to his family, but if your dad tells you, or from what I know, and with my gay dad when I was walking balls, if my dad tells me not to do something, it's for the betterment of me, and if I keep defying him, I'm dropping you as a child. And so my thing is, could there not have been some type of communication to stress the fact of don't do this, do not do that, on top of this was my friend. Like Trey Womack they were close as fuck. Ain't Bowlegs Dior gay sister?
Don't get me lying.
I don't know.
Well, that's from what I heard, and like he had proposed to her years ago. So I mean, y'all were not just fly-by-night friends. And I'm just like, how did it get to this level?
So do you think the stuff comment had anything to do with that? Where's the stuff comment coming
I think the stuff comment came about when everybody was in one situation together and everybody was going to be in a room together. Because I believe that if they would not have been on the show together, then there's no way that all three parties would have been in the room at the same time. Right.
So, Ressie, at the end of the day, you still didn't answer my original question. My question was, the person that was with Dior, he was on your film. He was on your footage. So since he was on your footage, did he sign any type of contract on your footage? And that's how you can determine on whether or not the shit is halfway staged or not. Because you were showing him.
At that time, it was not. He was not on any time. I didn't have any type of release for him or anything like that. I later told Dior, I was like, because this person is a part of a couple of your scenes. He was at the fashion show. He was at the all-white event. And we didn't know what was going to be edited at that time. Or I didn't know what was going to be edited. So I later got a release for him, per Dior. A printed release. And I also have a conversation between Dior and myself saying that he was going to go and get that information for me.
You guys can call in at this number. Apparently, I guess that you guys can't hear the number. Tony, we're going to let you go, but call back a little bit later. We'll be on for about another 45 minutes. Call back. We're going to let other people call in. And, oh, yeah, I can do that, too. I can put them on speaker, too. Yeah,
we getting into some things today. All right, so let's get to the nitty-gritty. Who was he?
Hold on. All right, Tony, call us back, baby.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Back to the question. Who was he? The person in the film. We want to know, for the viewers that are just not tuning in.
And then someone also wants to know who had the gun, and we're gonna get into that tea also. Go ahead, Taj.
We want to know because as a viewer, the season 2 was built. Well, not even gonna say built, but a lot of season 2 was based around this fight. and we want to get into the nitty gritty on exactly who this was and who was involved.
So
hold on, y'all. Hold on.
We got a caller on the line. Is you live?
Ear Hustling Podcast. What's the T?
Hailing all the way from the great state of Arkansas. This is your boy King T.
What's up, King T?
Come on, King T. What's going on, friend?
Okay, well let me. Hey, Ressie, how you doing?
Hey, honey.
What's up, James? What's up, Ty? Okay, let me just jump right into what y'all already talking about. And just to clear up for the people that's listening, for the gay family thing, Dior cannot stop a grown man from doing a motherfucking thing. Let me first start there. I don't care what you say or who you are. Being a gay father, yes, people should listen to you, but at the same time, these are men, these are grown-ass men, and I don't give a damn who you is, gay dad or nothing. If somebody hit me or swing on my friend, it goes down just like that.
So to even speak to that real quick, just let me jump in real quick.
I don't feel like Dior is a common denominator in the myth. The only reason I don't feel like he's a common denominator in the myth is because King Kane had a conversation with Trey. Dior had a conversation with King Kane. Trey had a conversation with King Kane. Ressie had a conversation with King Kane. So all of these people, ain't nobody said nothing to King Kane. So I deal with the problem, and nobody has said anything to King Kane. It was his party. Him and Ariel is the one who set the shit up. Why ain't nobody saying nothing about them? Why everybody keep saying something like Dior and Jarrell? Why ain't nobody said nothing about the two motherfuckers who started the shit?
And
well, actually,
hold on. I got King Beautiful calling in. I'm gonna see if I can merge him on three-way. Hold on.
Wow. Is you live?
Dior, what's going on? What's going on, baby? Ear Hustling Podcast. I got you on the phone, and I got King T. Wesley on three-way. What you want to say, baby? Thank you so much for calling in.
Clear it up, Dior.
I just want to clear the point of them trying to say that I'm the common denominator. This is what I'm saying. And when we got there, we didn't even have to have no conversation. We didn't have no conversation, but they pulled up to the side. First, they told us that we were walking area to the car. And then when we got outside, they said, y'all need to have a conversation. And I'm still sitting out there like, for what, with who, for what? So at that point, they forced that conversation to go on. It didn't have to happen there.
Who is they?
Us having drinks, us having a whole nice time sitting in that party, having a good time for that whole hour, 2 hours and a half. Didn't nothing have to happen after that. We could have left and had a whole conversation with Trey after the party.
So Dior. Yeah. Since they're trying to say something about you and Trey friendship, Trey Womack friendship, do you feel like because this ain't got nothing to do with nobody else, do you feel like you owe him anything, any loyalty between your child and your ex-friend?
No, it's obvious.
Wait a minute, hold on, y'all, hold on. What's obvious, Ressie?
It's obvious that he didn't hold any loyalty to, I feel like, either one of them in that moment, because they constantly say that, and let's be very clear. Yes, a grown man can be responsible for another grown man, but as it pertains to gay families, or at least what I know, there is some type of respect there. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, that's fine. But my thing, you can't stop no grown man, but you can try and separate it instead of jumping in the middle of it.
From Atlanta to Dallas, do what you do. Your mama can't stop you from doing what you want to do in your life.
I understand that, but at the same time, I'm not gonna talk over her. But at the same time, I was sitting there the whole time, I'll wait.
telling my child, calm down. You don't have to talk to him.
And then when the fight popped off,
hold on, let's do one at a time. Let's do one at a time. King Wesley, wait, let's get Ressie. Hold on,
Girl, please.
Okay. Dior, hold on just a second. Ressie, go ahead.
Granted, he's not responsible for anybody, right? Granted, he's not. But at the same time, at what point do you try to separate the situation? That's not what Dior did. Period.
Y'all did not listen to me when I kept saying, why do we need to have this conversation right now? Because I feel like we did not have to have a conversation.
That's what you felt. That's what you felt because you didn't want to address the conversation. And what Dior likes to do, from what I've seen, is remove himself from things that he's a part of, which is what recently happened between me, him, and Trey Howard.
So you saying he's scary?
I'm not saying he's scary. I'm just saying that he would rather remove himself from addressing a particular issue. That's not what I'm saying. I ain't saying that he's scary at all. What I'm saying is, my thing is, if this was a person that cared about the situation, right? When they started fighting, he could have easily taken Trey Howard the other way.
Okay.
Because I had Trey Womack the other way.
Okay, Wesley. Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on.
We're not going to do that.
Hold on. Let's move on. We got to move on. Okay, so we'll be on about another 30-45 minutes. We're gonna move on, change topics a little bit. I see both y'all side. I see both your points. So give us a few minutes and call back in a few minutes. Okay.
We're gonna get into some things.
We're gonna get into some more things. Call back.
All right.
Let's be very.
This is Ressie's time, so we're gonna give them their time.
Very, very clear, because I have not said this publicly, but since the girls want to continue to try this with me,
clear it up.
Y'all can blame or try to blame production for setting up a fight, but at the end of the day, if you're not your own person, you are weak, and you cannot stand a platform like this.
Who is weak?
Let's be clear. Let's be clear, because if you cannot sit there and take yourself out of a situation where you knew it was going to escalate, since you knew this wasn't the right time, everybody was drunk, everybody had drinks in their system, I did not want to have a conversation. In every motherfucking meeting that I had with each cast member, I told them, y'all can leave a filming at any motherfucking time.
Blue, blue, blue.
And every motherfucking meeting I had with y'all. But what y'all want to do is pass the buck on each other. And then the person that's a casualty, to be honest, is the gay child in the situation. Because the gay child is the only person, when we had that meeting, that owned his shit. Not the two other people. He's the only one that owned his shit.
Okay, hold on. You talking about when y'all was sitting all at the table?
Yes.
Okay, I got a clip of that, y'all. I have a clip when they were all sitting at the table, and I want y'all to decipher exactly. Tell me what you think about that, about when they were all sitting at the table. So we're gonna give a little quick, calm down a little second.
And Trey Howard, he did not hit him first, because I have the footage to show exactly who hit who first.
We'll be right back in 60 seconds. Y'all watch this video clip.
I mean, with this show and with this production, it has been a very trying road, and something that we do not stand for and that I don't stand for is confrontation.
I wanted to have this meeting because of what happened on the 28th. The reason why CJ was actually suspended, me and Dario actually spoke about what was said on the recording, the initial ones that he said. And it was right after the fight, and you were saying how it was this setup, and you had on another recording had talked about a scene. What I want to say is that it wasn't a setup, first of all. And I do believe that because there are personal relationships and conversations that have been had, it is very, I mean, it really pissed me off at first, which you already know. But it really pissed me off that one, a fight happened for one. Two, that you talking to them about what's going on the production side. And so I kind of want you to explain your part in it, because it's not the whole team. Because when somebody says that they think that production set it up, it encompasses everybody. So I just want it to be, I want to make sure that you help them understand that it wasn't the entire team.
Production didn't even set this up. Because, I mean, we set up and all this stuff, and what's the name? I'm pretty sure you came in there with gloves on.
I'm not reaching. First off, I did not have on gloves. I'm thinking like, why would he go behind his good Judy, Ressie, and come to talk to us about something without her already knowing about it? So that's what's going to automatically put it in our head that it's production.
Well, like I said, I lied.
But why would you lie like this? Why would you do that? That's really making.
Excuse me. What I feel happened and what I feel has happened is that he's been having conversations with y'all, unbeknownst to me, and saying what's going on. My thing is, when people say that production did something, it's like that was the goal. But I'm like, if y'all were already privy to that information, then why did it go so far?
a lot of stuff that was being transpired in between mouths, talking, saying, blah, 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 is what's got us there. It wasn't just the post.
But I know it wasn't just the post, but my thing is, I just feel like,
you've been lying to us the whole time you've been talking to us.
I first talked to him, I told him to chill out about this situation.
No, you didn't. Stop lying, girl. I'm over you. You can sit down.
I'm definitely gonna have to, reprimand somebody for this situation and have some type of conversation, because I don't condone fighting. I condone defending yourself, but child, I don't know who on the side of right at this point. So we definitely are gonna have to have some type of conversation.
Am I on the camera?
No, not yet. Hold on. Let me put us both on there.
Child.
Taj.
Now let's get into this.
Taj, what's going on, baby?
I'm gonna address something in the comments.
Okay. This your time.
Okay.
Go ahead, address it.
So, who was on mute last night? Trey Howard, not I.
Who was on mute?
On top of Marquise, who is Dior's boyfriend, let me go ahead and say, because Dior, you wasn't back there. Last night, when Kane got slapped, and I held Kane back from hitting that woman who was a trans woman to help stop the same bullshit that go on in the city, and I took him away, you did the same shit that you did on the lingerie night. What did you do? You came after and towards the problem instead of away from it. And on top of that, Marquise, when you actually came to try and talk to Kane in that moment, which was not the proper time to talk. Now, that was not the proper time to talk. When you tried to come in that bathroom, I pushed you out of the doorway and I slammed the door in your face to make sure that this person that just got assaulted, this person that's my cast member, this person that I was the only one holding him back from hitting that girl after he threw the fucking carafe across Cedar Springs Tap House and hit somebody else and the police were called. Let's be clear. I was the only one trying to defuse the situation. But yet again, y'all ran towards the problem instead of away from it. Let's not sit here and act so high and motherfucking mighty as if these people are trying to diffuse situations. Because if this Trey Womack ain't even at that time, he wasn't even my friend like that. But I already knew what the perception of what was happening was going to be. So what happened was, and we can slow down the footage. We can. What happened in that moment, when I got Trey, and y'all can go back and look at that. When I got Trey away from the situation, Dior slapped Trey Womack, which then prompted Trey Womack to hit him. Because I already had him. It may not have been a slap, it may have been a mush, whatever it is. And that's why when I sat down with Dior and I told him, you hit Trey Womack when we had our one-on-one with Cameron, I told him, I said, listen, you hit him first, we slowed down the footage, and since Trey Howard at that time was not contracted, I can't address him. And I also told Trey Womack in our one-on-one with me and Cameron the same shit. What was said?
All right, let me ask a question. Okay, can we get into
fuck you too, because I don't live you no way. You can kiss my ass. I'm a damn lie about what?
Let's get into some things. Okay, so from the clip we've seen that you had an altercation with your producer CJ. Okay, so this is the big talk right now. So there seems to be some leaks within the camp. There seems to be that your producer CJ had conversations with Dior and Trey Howard about a few scenes and about some things that went on behind the scenes. What happened with that whole situation? Were they aware? Did they already know what was going on? Can you give us your opinion? Because they said production, and you're in production.
Right.
So,
and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure that Dario shows that full unedited. So instead of this week, well, we're not gonna put out an episode 9. What we're gonna put out unseen footage, unedited footage for y'all hosts. And y'all wanna try and play me like I'm a fucking lie. Let's do that.
Unedited?
Let's do that. Let's do that this week.
I'll be waiting.
Let's do that. We'll make sure we make that happen.
Hold on, bitch. Y'all heard it motherfucking here first on Ear Hustling
no
Podcast, bitch. There's no episode 9 of Chasing Dallas.
Put uncut footage out there.
Uncut, unfootage.
How about that?
This shit is getting real, y'all.
So when can we expect this?
That's on Thursday.
It'll be out on Thursday.
That's on Thursday. But let me ask you, because there's a lot of talk and there's been a lot of speculation over the weeks. Ressie, I got to ask you, have you had any relations with Trey Womack?
Let me address his question. I'll come back.
Yes,
come on.
Yes, come on.
Because that. Go ahead.
We want to know.
So with the CJ thing, when I heard that recording of CJ talking to Dior, which was sent, the first recording was sent from Dior. The second recording was sent from CJ. Let's be clear. The first recording was sent from Dior.
Oh.
The second one was the same conversation, but a fuller version because it's a 24-minute conversation or a 24-minute recording.
Wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. So the secret conversation. So who had the secret? Who did the secret? Who did the secret tape? Who recorded the call?
You said
they recorded it and CJ recorded it.
Okay.
So
unbeknownst to each other.
Wait. So they both walked in recording. Why are they recording?
So let's be clear.
Right.
So let's talk about this.
Why are they recording?
Since I'm the one, right? I'm the one, right? That's fucking up everybody's shit.
Yes.
Why the fuck are y'all recording conversations amongst friends? Because y'all don't trust each other. And so what happened when I sat down with Dior, he said, I got to record another whole conversation.
Oh.
I said, what conversation? Well, you know, CJ had been telling us, and he was in the meeting. He had been telling us what's been going on with filming.
Your producer?
Somebody said this. Exactly. I knew nothing of it. So
are you saying Dior sold out CJ? Threw him all under the bus?
Yes, he threw him under the bus.
Whoa.
And then when I addressed CJ, she was in the passenger seat of my car, not the truck. I had a car at the time. And I was sitting there and I was almost in tears because I was hurt. And then CJ told me, I got a recording too.
Oh, Lord.
And what he did was he sent me 2 recordings, and both of them was longer. And in those recordings, Dior was shading me in those recordings saying, well, I tried to submit things, and that's my point of contact, and this and that, being very towards me. But they did nothing to this woman. But see, what y'all doing is, y'all got y'all friend CJ going behind my back and telling y'all shit about scenes.
A producer.
He had already told them about scenes that was had. He told them details of the scene that Kane and Trey Womack had at Harlow.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Bring me back up on that. Now let me ask you this. What happened with your producer? Was he reprimanded? Was he fired?
Well, that's what goes back to what I said earlier. Is that on one minute there's a producer, and then on the next minute he ain't part of the show.
But that's breach of contract, right?
Yes.
That's
it depends on how the contract,
right?
Yes. However,
let
me be very clear.
I need you to be very clear.
He did get reprimanded. He was suspended for 3 months, 2 months, 3 months. 3 months, like about 3 months. And at the end of the day, he is still a producer, and he didn't do anything wrong with his job. Okay?
Okay.
What he did was all personal, and me and CJ do not have a personal relationship.
But don't you find that to be a problem that if he is an executive producer because the credits
Let's be clear about that. No. He's not an executive producer. He's just a producer.
Okay.
And so what he does is when I call him and say, hey, what do you think should go right here? Hey, where do you think we should go and do this scene? He was that person to say that for him to ring back against my ear.
Okay.
When I had to reprimand him for that, that's when I pushed Cameron up to do more of the work that he lacked.
Marquise Williams said, that's your friend, bitch. Now, what is it between you and Marquise Williams? What's the tip between you and Marquise?
Marquise is the boyfriend. Nobody gives a fuck about
to
who the fuck he is. And what he needs to do is worry about what's going on at home. Because we're not going to go to what's going on over there.
Look that girl in the face and tell her that.
We're not going to go there. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Because you already said some shit about the Chasing Dallas bullshit, because I'm pretty sure you're privy to the conversation that CJ had too. Me and CJ were not friends. We were close because of the show. And what CJ chose to do was divulge information to y'all as in Trey Howard, Dior, and Marquise, that he thought was true.
Terrence Dior said no, bitch. He said no. He was the co-executive producer.
He was never a motherfucking co-executive producer because there's not such a thing.
Y'all spilling
He may have told y'all that because that's a friend. They ain't spilling no tea because it ain't the motherfucking truth. He's always been the producer. To be a co-executive producer, you got to come with some money.
Oh.
And he ain't have none.
Okay, so back to the grounds of...
Let's be very clear. He was a producer. So the information he was telling y'all was yet again false, which is the fucked up shit that we keep having experiences about, which is why I blocked Trey Howard last week, and which is why I sent you that voice recording last week. Because what y'all do is y'all don't trust the honest bitch. What y'all do is y'all go and y'all listen to all these other motherfucking hoes, like how you didn't speak to me last night.
TajTV@gmail.com.
Like how you didn't speak to me last night.
Any receipts that you may have.
And with all of that, so y'all listening to CJ, who wants to be relevant, when y'all could have came to me and asked me the questions that need to be answered. And one thing that I can give to Trey Howard. Trey Howard will own his shit if he's wrong.
Look him in the face because he's in.
Trey Howard will
he's
own
live
his
in
shit.
the comments. Trey, we
he will own his shit if he's wrong. After he get read out, he will own his shit and he will apologize for it. But I don't really see it for Trey Howard right now because he continues to do the same thing over and over again. Trey Womack, I'm not so sure that he owns his shit. Dior, I'm most definitely not sure he owns it.
Can we move to the next question?
We sure can.
Okay, so this is what I want to know. Bring me back on up on that.
You just talk. You let me do this,
Now,
okay?
I'm going to let him handle the production.
Thank you.
Okay, so
I'm the executive producer in this bitch, okay?
Woo, child.
Right, okay, so,
Show.
right, okay,
Co-host.
right, thank you.
All right, Ressie, I want to just ask you this. So, the confrontation with CJ, what's next? What's next?
With what?
With the whole situation. Okay, so we're past the fight. So what's next? So Trey Womack, this whole situation. What can we see within this season of Chasing Dallas?
Well, we already done seen a lot of shit. So first off, let's take a break. Let's calm down just a second.
Yes,
okay, because there's some shit. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, we're talking about the fight. Let's go back to some other things. Let's talk about Ariel O'Hara.
Yeah, let's switch it up. Let's switch it up.
Let's talk about Ariel O'Hara.
We're gonna set this out.
Right.
All right, I love Ariel on the show.
Right, I think Ariel is she's done a great job. So tell me exactly how you felt when she gave that sentiment moment earlier in the season.
When we address that.
Oh my gosh! Hold on. Before we talk,
we're not doing that.
Hold on. I'm gonna let Trey get in his piece real quick, and we're gonna go back to Ariel. Ear Hustling Podcast. What's the tea, nephew?
What's going on? I just want to say, how's everybody doing? I'm just going to get right into the accusations that Ressie is saying about the recordings. Now, there are two different recordings from two totally different nights. The recording that Dior had and the recording that Dior sent is the recording that CJ sent called us that night. He whispered in my ear after the fight. It was like, I'm going to call you and check up on you after the fight. He called and basically spelled out about him, wanted to get Trey Womack jumped, wanted us to basically fight.
Wait a minute, Trey, who?
I'm sorry?
Who?
CJ.
The producer.
Correct.
The producer.
Keep going.
My thing is, if CJ is the producer and it's coming from CJ, how the hell did everybody in the whole world get outside during the time for me and Trey Womack to have this conversation? But what we knew, Ariel said he was going to a car. But from what I knew, I was supposed to be in the lingerie party. They dragged me outside to have this conversation. If y'all think I was going to fight without my boyfriend being there to scrap with me, y'all got to know who this come.
Let's be clear, I never said him.
That's what, if you don't stand 10 toes down here. So how was I going to come here and fight without my leading man right by my side, love? So, and bitch, I'm not going to fight no motherfucking side out, boo. I know better than that. I'm from East Side, Fort Worth, Texas, love. So how was I going to be coming here to fight? I was coming here to have an adult conversation with somebody. I was ready to own the comment stuff. I was ready to explain why I didn't see it for him. I was ready to basically put to bed everything that I had against Trey Womack. The reason we came from no return is because he hit Dior when I was saying, scoot it back, bitch, scoot it back. He hit Dior. Bitch, if you hit me, bitch, you don't even know how to grab back. Now, if they want to say I jumped in because I hit him, they can say I jumped him because, yes, I hit him after he hit Dior. Because you're not going to hit my dad, period. And that's facts on facts.
Did y'all jump him, though? Wait a minute.
I want to say that he was jumped by me. He was jumped by me because I jumped in only after he hit Dior. Dior has nothing to do with it. I'm a grown-ass man, 23 years old, love. I don't even listen to my own mama sometimes. So if y'all think Dior has a hold on me where he can tell me anything and I'll listen, I have my own mind, my own thoughts, and my own person. Like I told Ressie.
Really, you don't need to be a gay child.
Okay. Trey, let me ask you a question. Trey, let me ask you a question. Do you see yourself coming back for the next season of Chasing Dallas?
I see myself branding myself, and that's it.
I need you to clarify that for the people.
I don't know what God has in store. If it's full of bullshit, no.
Has this been a platform for you?
It's been a platform because I made it a platform for me by me marketing my own material, me pushing my own self, me making my own interviews. I brand myself. So taking down to nothing but that did nothing but put me on the TV screen.
Okay, y'all. Hey, Trey, thank you so much, baby. We appreciate you. I love you. All right.
Howard from Chasing Dallas has checked in, you guys, and cleared it up. Let's get into this mess because this show ain't nowhere near over. We got the executive producer of Chasing Dallas, Ressie G, in the building, and we are getting to all things uncensored.
So let's go back to Ariel. So let's calm down. So tell me what your opinion is of Ariel and that sentiment moment when she was definitely given heartfelt.
I think that Ariel has been a very brave woman throughout this process. For her to, I prepare everybody, I had to prepare her for what possibly could come. And I think that for Ariel, because that thing when we were showing those green screens, there were 2 times where it was just a lot of tears, from her, because we do have to ask those questions to help these people on the show address these issues that they have with whatever's going on, realistically. And so for Ariel to be as brave with all the tragedies and all the murders and things as a trans woman to come on this platform and be introduced to thousands of people weekly, I definitely tip my hat off to her and commend her for that bravery.
Amen.
Let's give real quick. Let's talk about our sponsor real quick, y'all. Let's talk about our sponsor definitely.
Quick commercial break.
J Mars Luxury Fedora, y'all. My man Cortez Durr, he does excellent work when it comes to his fedoras. If y'all want a fedora, make sure y'all look up J Mars Luxury Fedora on Facebook or Cortez Durr. He definitely has excellent colors, excellent styles. The colors are flashy and it looks good. I bought 2, and I know a lot of other people, they bought some as well.
Let me say this, Cortez, if you're listening, send me over something, man.
I know, right?
Send me something over,
I know.
It ain't no H&M, but child, I'm gonna make it work. Okay?
I know. Also, y'all, definitely, if y'all didn't tune into last week's show, make sure you go back and look on my Facebook and check out the reunion of the Bad Boys of Dallas. And that's with D Black, Nick James, Prodigy Cole, Rico Divine O'Hara, King Beautiful Dior, and the face of Dallas, Decameron Fox O'Hara. And that was a wonderful show also. We got excellent shows in the past also. We had porn stars back here. And that's another thing, Ressie. That's another motherfucking thing is that I see, how was your time with working with Rock? How was your time with working with Rock? Because now I'm going to tell you now, I got a little attitude with you, baby. Now, I don't have nothing against Rock. I don't have nothing against Rock. But Rock and my son, Envy, they come from the same era. And Envy's kind of hot right now at you. He's like, how in the hell can you get somebody like Rock on there looking like he's like past his prime and Envy is still hot. He's still hot. So, I mean, what's up with Rock? Is it because he's running for president that I still don't understand how the fuck that's going to happen? But that's a different story.
Let's keep in mind, I didn't go and get anybody. Let's be clear. I didn't go reach out for anybody on season 2. I saw 2 people and the returning 2. So I didn't go reach for anybody. He went through the audition process. I like what he was supposed to say, what he said. And Rock was actually supposed to be an A cast member. I told him, I said, you know what? Let me be honest with you. With you running for president or you running for a seat in office and with you being on this platform and then also being previously an adult star, I don't know how to work that. Because that's beyond me. So I don't know how to produce that. So to keep you safe, I'm going to put you down as a B cast member and you can plug everything, but I don't want to, if this is something that you really want to do, because he called me when I was actually in Atlanta. This is something that you really want to do, let's keep it a little covered by just having you as a B cast member, because people are going to attack you for that. So, I mean, it wasn't that I went for looking for an adult person, adult filmmaker. It's just he auditioned for it, and I liked what he had to say. Because the idea of Rock and what we were supposed to put out, we unfortunately was not able to do so because he was a friend to the show more so. But yeah, I didn't seek him out.
Ressie, of all the cast members, who is the one that you liked working with the most so far?
I would say out of all the cast members working with...
Can I get shady?
Hold on, we're gonna get to you. We got time.
I think that working with Kane, because he's always, if he's not available, he'll give me a follow-up, and then he makes producing him very easy. You know, I don't have to, when Kane sits in front of that camera for those greens, I don't have to say this, do this, give me a little more of this, he's gonna give me exactly, this is just being very professional, so no shade to anybody else, but it's very easy for him to just sit there and do it. If I ask Kane, if we got maybe 3 or 4 scenes of touch, Kane can come in, pop, and then he's out of there.
Right.
Some people,
he's a natural.
not so much.
He's a natural.
He is definitely
a natural.
All right, now this is shady. Now, who needs to bring it? Because now, don't get me wrong, I live for some of y'all. But who needs to bring it, if anything? Let's see who needs to just, not even just drama, shade, or any of that. Personality-wise, who needs to step it up all the way?
I would say probably Markel, because personality-wise, I think in the comments the fans don't really care for him and the way that he puts himself out there on the show.
It's kind of like I'm just here.
Yeah, it's kind of maybe him.
You know what? I'm gonna have to disagree, and that's just me. I mean, because I feel like I see what you guys are saying. I see what you're saying, but Markel comes with those zingers. He comes with those zingers, and sometimes those zingers be on point. Sometimes they be funny, and that right there can last at least another. That'll have it in your mind for at least another 5 minutes. You know about what Markel's saying. Now all that throwing chairs and throwing ice and shit, girl. I mean, y'all can miss me with all that shit.
But this is his second season,
right?
You know, I need for him to, because I mean, season 1. If y'all looking back at the stuff that Markel was saying, season 1, his greens, gold, reality TV gold,
right?
But like coming into a second season, I think that there were our problems, and I think it was more so other things that factored into the lack of whatever it may be, to be honest.
All right, and let's just say, because you know me, I'm the shady co-host, so I'm going to ask the stuff that he not going to say because this his show. So I'm just here.
Come on
All
with
right,
it.
now, who would you say, now I don't know if I should put him on the spot like this, but who do you think will not be returning in the name of Shawnee O'Neal? Thank you for your services. I think I got in my head who you gonna say, but I'm not gonna say.
I will say this: I don't fire people.
They fire
themselves.
themselves.
Let them fire themselves. I look at what the cast, what the fans say, and I do think that there are some people that will voluntarily not come back.
Now,
I do think there are some people that will do that.
Now, within saying that, there was a situation that happened literally yesterday.
Last night.
And that was between you and Georgina. Okay. We got a video clip that was just pulled that was sent to me, and I'm going to show that. This happened at Tap House. Correct?
No, it was actually after Carrie D's performance.
Okay, after Carrie D's performance. Okay. So
his video shoot.
Okay, so we're going to show that clip because I don't think a lot of people as well, it's been viewed already on Twitter over 70,000 times.
Well, that clip, the fight has been viewed over 70,000.
Okay.
I think that was posted on somebody's Snapchat.
Okay. Well, someone sent me that. So
somebody in the comments said, "Get rid of the funeral home guy. I am weak."
Georgina.
Get rid of Georgina.
Okay, so we're gonna show that clip last night of Ressie and Georgina
reading for the guy,
and they was reading each other, baby.
Now
y'all tell me what you think. We'll be right back. 60 seconds.
Cause I'm on chasing dollars, bitch. How? Because you dropped episodes with bitches you haven't even signed contracts on.
You want to chase some
I don't want it because you corrupt.
So
what you have did to these men is a sin. And it's a special place for a bitch like you.
Give me an example.
What you have caused, you have caused division between everybody.
I ain't calling shit.
Now, these girls have had drama prior to the show. Sorry.
So let's
Go
not do
on your
that.
Facebook, go live and make live.
Copy your BMW. Copy your BMW.
Where your truck at?
Copy your BMW. Right over there. I don't give a fuck. It's mine and I don't give a damn, bitch. Talk about me all you want to, hoe. Because all you do is talk about Ressie being the show.
People coming out their houses, y'all. Never talked about you.
People coming out their houses. Go home. Everybody go home.
What do you have? Girl, you have a roommate.
What did you just left your roommate, bitch?
3 years ago.
That's not right. That's been 8 years ago. Well, who gives a fuck?
Come on, let's go.
Come on, let's go.
life, bitch. You pressed behind me.
What do I want from your life?
This fucking
What do I want from your life? Friends that talk about you behind your back to a bitch that don't matter? What do I want from your life?
You didn't talk about me. I saw the DM.
What my phone?
I was
We
there.
didn't talk about you. I think we didn't talk about you. When you don't think it's talking about you. Okay.
And you can't trust a bitch that can't keep the same friends.
Have a good night. I don't give a fuck, bitch. I don't give a fuck because you're late and you're tired too.
You know better.
I know better. I sure do.
You tried it with that.
Give me an example, because everything I do with him, I did with you.
You tried it with that.
What else?
Got him by his right name. Him got a name.
Thriller. Looking into what a fuck ass hoe got to say. You don't know shit about my track record.
Everybody that tells you no,
So what?
it ain't me.
That's a motherfucking lie.
That's all I can say.
Never told me no, because I never told you that. Kiss my ass.
I'm on.
Good child. Now that was just a lot.
Wow.
Now, did y'all film last night?
No.
Was any of this filmed?
So tell me exactly how that shit went down.
So, myself, Trey Womack, and King Kane had a interview with another podcast. Can I shout them out?
Go ahead.
Shout out to the End of Now Ho Show.
Although sometimes on previous on your episodes, I was in there.
I text you and you didn't respond.
And then I wasn't mentioned in none of that until the end when I was in all white. Okay, so we're gonna talk about that also.
This upcoming week we're gonna give you free promo.
Okay.
My God, today.
So then that interview, which Carrie knew about, was from 5 o'clock to 7. No, excuse me. Was from 5:30 to 7:30. Is when we. No, excuse me. Sorry. The video shoot was from 5:30 to 7:30 for Carrie D's single, Blow Your Mind, him and Lyndon with his group roommate.
I'm still not convinced that he can sing anyway. But that's my opinion.
We're not gonna shade.
But go ahead.
His voice. And then the interview was from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. And so I had already told Carrie, I was like, hey, we're gonna head over there after the shoot and get there. So it carried on, the interview carried on, and we got there around about like 8, almost like 8 o'clock. Like 7:45, 7:50, 8 o'clock, something like that. And so when we got there, when we entered into the room, it was just like the energy was just off. Like I was just like, it's something in here, I don't know what. Mind you, this is after George had did those tweets on Twitter shading the show, talking about volunteer work and all this. And it was after me, Dior, and Trey Howard had our exchange via text. So I already expected for them not to really interact with me like that. So I'm okay, got it. And also, there was also a lie that has been told on me. I don't know if it's from Carrie or from Trey Howard's side, but there was a lie that was told about me trying to stop Trey Howard from, stop a bag from him or whatever. But I got the receipts for that, Trey Howard, if you want to see the full text message thread, because I didn't stop no bag. Just want to say that publicly. Let's be clear. So when we got there, we walked in the room and everybody was there and everything. We were actually really late. And I had to get my little, I guess the director of the video, she was like my cameo, so I had to get that done. We left, and I got in the car of a friend, and a person that was in the room, and we were just talking, and they told me, they was like, well, you know, they was talking about you previously, you came up in conversation, and all of this and all of that. And I'm like, why did I come up in conversation? What's being said?
Right.
And so I was like, let's go find out. Because the thing about it is, I'm fed up with the people that are a part of this project. I'm fed up with people in the city trying to just talk all this shit about me without addressing the issues that they have with me solo, but then they're going gossip, which is why I had made that post.
So you feel like people have issues with you, but they don't come to you
Exactly.
direct.
They
so
don't.
when you see these people, you come back direct to them.
Of course, because I'm a grown up. And when I walked up, when I walked back, everybody was coming outside of the place where they were filming. And so I walked out, they were walking out, and I walked up to them and I asked Kane, I said, was I brought up in conversation? Just like that. Was I brought up in conversation?
Nobody said that.
And he was like, I don't know. I said, Trey, talking to Womack, well, did I come up in conversation? And he was like, I'll talk to you about it later. I said, no. I said, Ariel, did somebody bring me up in conversation tonight? And she was like, well, I don't, I'm out of it, I don't know. And I said, okay, Premier, did I come up in conversation tonight? While Premier was explaining to me how he felt about his part of what he brought up, which was actually a partial part of what was said,
as I'm talking to him, everybody is totally silent. They're standing around watching me and Premier have this exchange. Here comes Georgina saying, all right, well, we just gonna go ahead and we gonna go to the strip and interrupting me and his conversation because I'm having a conversation with somebody that I know and care about. Everybody else, I'm not caring about y'all, but if this person has a problem with me, I'm not addressing this problem in front of everybody. Right. That's not my point. I'm addressing the problem because I don't know when the next time I'm gonna see you. This came up tonight, we're gonna talk about it now. Here comes George interjecting, being loud, obnoxious, shady, rude, per usual. And I made a comment, some along the lines of, I said, you see why I don't really care for her? And I did my hand like this. You see why I don't really care for her like that? And then that's when she proceeded to say she was gonna drag me. I don't have anything. I want her life. Basically, I drew a wedge between Trey Womack and Dior, all of these things.
Why does he feel he can sue you?
Oh, let's get into that. Why?
Right. Why does he feel like he can sue you?
There's a special place in hell for people.
Right. He gonna own Chasing Dallas.
He can own it. Take it. I want to see you do it.
Is he licensed?
Licensed to do what?
What exactly? There's been people who said that he works in a funeral home. He's an undertaker, Paul Bear. He has a funeral home business. He works at a bank. He's the president of a bank. I don't know.
What I will say is that he does get hired on contract for particular funeral homes to do a job, but allegedly, or I don't know for a fact, he's in school now to get his license to be a funeral director, but he's not licensed as of now. As far as his 9 to 5, I promised him at the beginning of the season I would never speak on that.
Okay, that's good.
No. Let's be clear. I'm gonna always be 100%. I'm gonna always be truthful.
Let's get a call.
I'm gonna always do that.
Let's get a call.
Calling you on the line.
Ear Hustling Podcast. What's going on, baby?
What's going on? Hey, this George.
Oh, George is here. George is here.
Let's get into
What's going on?
Listen, usually I don't dive into shit because I have other stuff going on. But everything we just said was a lie. That is not how last night went. This is how last night went. We're at Carrie D event. Everybody there supporting Carrie D. Great vibe. The vibe wasn't off. Literally, everybody was in there having a good time. Trey and Kane walked in. We all talking, although, with the shows, like the shit between Kane and I, there was no conversation, there was no negative vibe, nothing happened. Everybody was just flowing. We were talking to each other. Well, Kane and I really weren't talking to each other, but Trey, Womack, and I, everybody was having a great-ass conversation. We were there to support. Then we said, okay, it's time to go. They said that it was time for us to go. So we all go outside, and everybody's walking to the car because we're deciding where we're about to go. So everybody's walking to the car, and everybody that was there last night can attest to this.
Sure can.
Everyone was walking to the car. Then Premier brought up the fact that Ressie went on and made a post. I blocked Ressie. I don't follow her on any social media, so I didn't see the post. She made a post about she having no friends on Chasing Dallas, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't see it, so it didn't bother me. So once we heard the conversation, because we're all standing there in a group type of setting, once we heard the conversation, everybody kind of gave that attention. Well, then one of my friends that called Ressie out because she all of a sudden just threw shade at me in a green screen saying I made $2.50, called her out a month ago on Instagram in a jokingly way, and was like, well, damn, Ressie, where did shade come from? Like, I thought you and George was cool. Well, I'm with my friend when he does this to Ressie. Correct. So then Ressie, because she doesn't know what loyalty is to a friendship, she proceeds to go and DM my friend, and they're having a conversation. Literally, I'm with him. So I'm like, she knows no value of a friendship.
What's his Instagram?
So moving right along, my friend goes up, and I guess in some interim, after premiere, and Ressie has done talking with their conversation, my friend speaks to Ressie. And Ressie says to him, well, girl, I ain't speaking to you because, I don't see it for you.
Let's back up. Hold on 1 second. Let's back up. No, you're not going to finish because you're missing information. So that conversation that he's speaking of, that conversation that he's speaking of did not happen outside where he was talking about the post that was made. That conversation did not happen. That conversation did not happen. Well, I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear nothing about that conversation. When I actually addressed Premier, that's when he brought to my attention that he felt some type of way about the post. In the midst of that, that's not what the fuck you just said. In the midst of that, I'm not gonna talk over her.
Hold on, let me finish. Hold on. Just finish, George.
Okay, thank you. So like I said, so she said that to my friend, and I'm gonna tell y'all, any of my friends know I go to bat for them, and what you will never do is disrespect anybody I know in my presence.
But the gang is, she didn't even hear the comment that I made to her friend. Let's continue.
Can I finish? Ressie came, y'all, when we were out there, like, the whole shifting of her energy changed. So when they had that little incident, her and my friend, I just jumped in and said, okay, so y'all, where we going? Because the vibe was so good and we was having a good time. And
No, I was talking to Premier when she jumped in. Let's be clear. I was talking to Premier when she jumped in.
I didn't want it to go left. So I said, guys, where we going?
She's a fucking liar.
Like, oh, I don't see it for you.
She is such a fucking liar.
That time, like I told
She's a
you
liar.
last night, and I'll tell you now. You know who I am.
I don't know who the fuck you are. You can kiss my ass like I said last night too. I don't give a fuck about nothing, bitch. You sitting up here lying through your motherfucking teeth, and you sat there and you thought about the lie you was gonna tell right now. You thought about the lie you was gonna tell right now. You thought about the lie you was gonna tell.
Thank you, George.
Thank you and goodbye. Let's be clear. I do know where you live.
Wow.
I do.
Blue. So Miss.
Let's be clear. Let's be very clear because she missed information. So let's go there.
Woo,
Since
okay.
these bitches really feel like they just want to do all of this shit.
Go ahead, baby.
Okay.
Look at your camera.
Like I said, when they came out, the conversation about that post, there was a conversation about the post in the venue where Carrie was. I don't know for sure. That was told to me. I don't know for sure. Which is why I asked, did I come up in conversation? And then when I addressed Premier, because Premier was the only person to say to me, I had a problem with you because of X, Y, and Z. The friend that he's talking about approached me. He did, and I said, oh, I'm not, no, don't hug me. I don't fuck with you like that. And then he walked off and said, oh, I got beef. Oh, I guess somebody got beef with me. Somebody got beef with me. Whatever. So, and then when we continued, I was talking to Premier when George interjected rudely. Let's be very clear about that. And then he continued to escalate because I guess of some pre-existing tension that he had. Thus, he's shading the show. Thus, he's blocking the show profiles. He's blocking Chasing Reality on all formats, on all platforms. He's blocking me on all platforms. He's blocking Imani Van Zap, who, doing her job, is now all of a sudden unblocked. Let's not put pieces and bits of what's going on out here in these streets. Let's not do that. George said that he was going to drag me. He had any opportunity last night to do so. Just like I know where he stay, he know where I stay too. He don't want to drag nobody. That ain't what he want to do. Let's be clear. It was the hype of a fucking moment, and he had one.
Let me ask you a question. What do you feel for the people that say Ressie should just stick to being an executive producer and not so much being on camera?
They can kiss my ass. That's what I say. Because I ain't got, right now, since I'm the person that ain't never got no coof, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I ain't got none. They can kiss my ass. Because I'm going to be damn well on a platform to save it when the scenes are boring. Let's be very mindful as you watch each scene, so that the people won't give me backlash about season 1 being boring. What do? I come in with a wig on. I come in with some shade. I come in with all this shit to hype up the scene. Because the people that's on the cast, I'm trying to avoid them being called boring. Let's be clear. And then when there's too much drama, what do? Add a soft moment in there to balance the two. I produce. That's what I do. So anybody that has something to say about me being on the cast and being executive producer, they all know, and they all have publicly said on different platforms that as an EP, Ressie is great as an EP.
All right.
They just don't like me as a person because I bring the shit to the
Now,
man.
let me ask, what do you feel for the girls that have to say that, you know, Chasing Dallas ain't nothing, they ain't nobody, the people on there ain't nobody, them girls ain't doing nothing, they ain't got nothing going on, they just on YouTube, yada, yada, yada. What do you have to say for the naysayers out there?
What I have to say about them
Look
is
at the
that,
camera
what I
when
have
you
to say
talk
to
to
y'all that say that Chasing Dallas ain't nothing, you wouldn't know it's nothing if you wasn't watching. Kiss my ass on that too.
I'm kind of low key right now, y'all, because I'm doing the production right now. You know, I'm listening. I'm making sure that the angles are working. You know, so first off, I want to say thank you, Taj. You stepping up. I appreciate that. But yeah, go ahead, do your thing.
So yeah, okay. So
Wesley, we see that you calling. We see you calling,
All
baby.
right,
okay,
so-
give us just a second. Okay,
so
I see
another
you.
thing. So on a positive note, what do you want the world to know about Ressie G?
What I want the world to know about Ressie G is if you exclude your personal opinions about me, when it comes down to business, everybody knows, and if they don't take advantage of it, even I can speak to George. George wanted to present a particular product on the show, and I practically begged him to figure out how we can put this product on the show. Begged him. That funeral scene, that scene with him doing that funeral was recorded out of sequence, being very honest. But I said, you know what, I'm gonna let you open up the season since we didn't do X, Y, and Z. We're gonna put this, show you this work scene for you at the beginning. George was supposed to release the eye patch line because he had I guess some type of injury. He was wearing eye patches for a long time. I actually recommended, I said, well, why don't you hit up Ariel and maybe y'all can collab on doing the eye patches together. That could be a work scene, y'all show working together, and then you can build that relationship with a trans woman because he had said he was not familiar with how to properly address transgender people. So I said, okay, let me teach you some here. Let me go ahead and put some money in your pocket there, and let's get it all together.
Okay.
So,
hold on. This shit is moving, y'all. This shit is really moving. We are gonna take our final break. We're gonna take our final break, and Ressie, I put together a video package just like I do everyone who comes into the studio. I've got some good video footage and some good pictures from you. So we'll be back in about 2 minutes, and we'll wrap this up, and we'll get in our final comments and questions. We'll be right back.
how the fuck you gonna come on some shit?
Known to ride Jordans.
But I also ride Fila.
Okay, hold on, baby.
Right here, the one and only Ressie G, not Cardi B, but I still get to the money. Okay.
The creator of Chasing Dallas. How's that going?
Everything is going really, really good. We're currently filming for season 2, so make sure you guys stay tuned. There might be a collaboration coming soon, so you gotta stay tuned.
Say it. Now look here. We got a lot of shit going on in these Dallas streets.
right, y'all, we back. We are back. So
y'all.
far, Taj Mahal, what you think of this episode right here?
This was
Bitch,
messy.
this is,
Hold on,
wasn't
let
it
me just
though?
say this was messy. This was everything.
Wasn't it
very
everything?
Entertainment. Now look, entertainment purposes only, you guys. So y'all don't take nothing from this. This is all entertainment. We got a job to do, just like Ressie got a job to do.
Right.
Shout out to everybody at Chasing Reality and Chasing Dallas because y'all are entertaining us.
Clearly. Let's change topics a little bit. Ressie,
2020.
You're a published author.
I am.
You're a published author.
I am.
Talk to us about the book.
So my book is it's a manual style book, and it's called Networking Honey, a Millennial 7-Step Guide to Effectively Networking.
Now, what does this book detail?
And so basically, throughout my career as a stylist in Atlanta, I worked with tons and tons of people, but the only way I got my clientele was simply through networking, me opening my mouth, me getting out, me doing my job, and just kind of putting myself out there. And so as I was looking for books online about networking, I couldn't find anything. So I was like, let me chronicle how I got my clients, 7 easy steps of things that you can follow about what you should and shouldn't wear to an event, what you should and shouldn't talk about at an event, how to work the room of an event, and actually, close the deal at the end to try and help entrepreneurs out, because that's what I'm all about, which is why I have the show.
Come on, build your brand.
Yes.
What's this book called, and where can we find it?
So you can purchase Networking Honey, a Millennial 7-Step Guide to Effectively Networking at RessieG.com. That's RESSIEG.com, or networkinghoney.com, NETWERKIN, honey, HUNNIE.com.
Or if you didn't get all of that, what she said, go to her Instagram, which you see right there on the screen right there, and she'll have all the information there.
The link is in the bio. The official release date, you can pre-order now. The official release date is March 20, 2020.
Now, Ressie, we're going to play a little game. Okay. We're going to play a little game.
I like games,
and it's called Word Association.
Oh, shit.
It's called Word Association.
So look into your camera, bro.
So you're going to be looking into this camera right here, and we're going to go down the list on the cast members of Season 2 Chasing Dallas.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you a name, and I want you to tell me, normally it's one word, but after today, say a few words on the first thing that comes to your mind when I tell you this name.
Okay.
It can be shady.
Whatever you want to do, with the first thing that comes into your mind.
First thing that pops
Come to your mind.
Ariel O'Hara.
Ariel O'Hara.
Amazon.
Georgina. We're going to go Dior. Oh. Let's go with Carrie.
Sweet.
Let's go with Trey.
Which one?
Womack.
I hate to say it. Bald.
Oh!
Well, he's bald now, but that was the first thing.
Let's go to King Kane.
Dope.
Markel.
Is that a word?
Pause.
That's the only thing that I could. With the first thing that popped in my mind was
Trey Howard.
Young. Just young. And let me say why. I think that Trey Howard is.
And hold on, before you say that, I can't take anything away from Trey Howard, okay? Because Trey Howard has produced two quality events at being in his early 20s that people in their 30s and 40s and 50s can't do. So although people may seem that it was lackluster or there wasn't no stage or no runway or whatever it is, my bitch tried. And I feel like it was successful.
I believe that he is most definitely chasing. And like I told him this when he actually went through the audition process and all that stuff, if Kane wasn't on the show, then he would definitely have been an A-cast member. I would say that. I think that he is young, and I think that Trey Howard is very impressionable, and he's looking for that guidance that a lot of the young gay folk here in Dallas need. And I don't necessarily feel like I don't think that he's getting all spectrums of the guidance that he's looking for. I think he's getting like particular pieces of it, which makes him impressionable, which makes him, the reason why I went off on him the other day was because he thinks that people are constantly out to get him. And people do things maliciously towards him to stop him from succeeding because he feels like people have stopped him before. I'm not one of those people. And so I just think that as he grows and gets some tougher skin, I think that he could definitely soar. I do believe that he needs to hone in on what he particularly wants to do. so that he can prosper in this city while he's here. But I don't foresee Trey Howard living in Dallas a long time. I feel like he'll probably move somewhere else. So my word for him is young.
And one more person that was not on, but they did have a recurring role, and that is Premier.
Is he on the show?
What word can I say about Premier? I have certain feelings about Premier right now. I'll say a phrase. Premier is who Premier is.
Well, y'all had rekindled the friendship.
I want to know, is he on the show? Let's just ask what.
No, he's not. He's not on the show.
Or is he not on Chasing Dallas?
So I would say
he was a cast member at
Premier
first.
is not contracted with Chasing Dallas.
So more cameo type.
Yes.
Friend of the show.
He has a release to be in scenes, and I gave him green screens and things like that. But when we actually approached him at the beginning of the season to offer him to come back, he declined because of his 9-to-5 career. He said he wasn't going to be as available. So we was like, okay, well, whenever you're free, you can come in and do da. And so whenever he's been free, he's been available.
Okay. Well, Ressie, this has been one good interview. I'm just gonna throw this out there. If y'all need a host for the reunion.
What do you what do you look for, Ressie, when you are choosing your talent for your cast members?
What does it take to work with Ressie?
And also, what is it that people are chasing? Because some people, at first, the misconception was Chasing Dallas, why you didn't have people from Dallas. And then we had to break it down, is that it didn't mean Chasing Dallas, it didn't mean that you had to be from Dallas. So please explain, what does Chasing Dallas mean?
What I'm looking for whenever we're casting for the show, I want to look for already established brands that are going after something. Are we going to answer that?
King Wesley, go ahead, one more time, baby. Huh?
I said about time. I thought the Boost Mobile wasn't working over
No, we don't do Boost Mobile over here, baby. AT&T. Let's get into it.
And I have two questions for Ressie, and I'll be very, very quick. My first question to Ressie G is, and congratulations on your book, but why are you casting or even letting people be in your presence that you generally don't fuck with, and they really don't fuck with you? That's my first question. So answer that question, then I'm asking another question.
He said, why am I casting?
He said, why do you cast people in general when you don't fuck with them and they genuinely don't fuck with you?
Well, because people on Real Housewives don't fuck with each other outside of them doing the job.
Nene Leakes said she ain't got no friends on the show.
Exactly. So the thing about it is, it's not about friends.
Wait a fucking minute, because I hate when people say that. And Nene Leakes says that, and then you see her in every motherfucking taping trying to be somebody's friend.
So to answer his question, season 1 I had friends on the show, right? Trying to put my friends on, it backfired on me. So season 2, I was like, let's bring people that people want to see, these natives of Dallas, are these popular people in Dallas that people will recognize, i.e. Dior, Trey Womack, and Ariel. And you're supposed to build these relationships possibly amongst the cast. But when the camera stops rolling and we're done, we're done. So it's not that I cast or I'm looking to cast friends. It's just, how do you know this person? Oh, I know this person through this person, and so it makes sense. We don't have to be friends. It just so happened that certain people have been friends. Business is business.
Go ahead with your second question, sir.
Okay, and my second question is, because I've seen it in the comments after you transitioning, where do the wigs come from? Like, is that just a look that throws people off? Is that, like, what is the wig? I want to know.
So I've always been androgynous. I love the art of androgyny. I'm not transitioning, never have, never wanted to. But if people know me from Atlanta, I've always done whatever I want to do with my hair. It may be a wig, it may be bald, it may be a low fade, whatever it is. So when I put on a wig, it's because the look that I put on is what I like. Right. So it's not necessarily for the public. It just so happened that this is working in my favor and people are talking about it, which is keeping me even more relevant. But I just do what I want to do when I want to do it. And when I look in the mirror, I like the way that I look. And this is no shade at anybody in particular, but I don't really care what everybody else thinks about it. I just love the way that I look for me.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wesley. I appreciate you, baby. All right. So now, inside scoop, and I want you to tell me if this is true or have there been any talks. But word on the street is that there's a possible cast member for season 3, and his name is DJ Rude Boy. Can you confirm any of that?
We haven't started casting for season 3.
Has there been any preliminary talks?
There have been talks season 1 about adding Rude Boy. Season 2, I mean, it was just kind of fly here and there type of thing, but I haven't even thought about season 3 casting yet. I like Rude Boy. I would have to do the work to see if he's exactly a fit, just being honest, and I have to be fair. But I mean, Rude Boy coming to the show would be nice. I mean, he definitely is very active, but it's more than what people see or what people think is somebody doing something in the city, because it goes deeper than that.
Right.
Is he going to be able to talk about something as personal as what Ariel or Dior talked about?
Mm-hmm.
You know, is he open to that? Can he stand the pressure of the comments? Can he stand the pressure of things like that happened last night and stuff like that? Is he going to be able to restrain himself from not getting to an altercation? So those are things that we have to think about.
One more
it's
game.
Not just a fly in and out thing, you know.
One more game. I don't know if I should be saying this because you're a producer, but fuck, marry, and kill. You can skip the F part because I know how it is. Out of all the cast members on the show, you have to pick 3 people. One you will fuck, marry, and kill.
Well, hold on. She still ain't answered the fact on whether or not her and Trey Womack has done had.
I didn't hear that question.
Yeah.
We've never had sex.
Never. Okay. Let's clear that up now.
Look in the camera and let the people know.
There's a rumor that we were fucking, but we've never had sex. No.
Okay.
Fuck, marry, kill. I would fuck Trey Womack. Actually, I'll take that back.
Because they already said that y'all done had, so
right. Let's
that would kind of clear that up.
That'd be a little too much.
Yeah.
I would. How I'm feeling right now with everybody that I know, I would marry Trey Womack. I would fuck. I would fuck Kane.
Again.
I never had sex.
He's so messy.
I never had sex with Kane.
Okay.
We almost did one time, but like we wasn't like in proximity.
Not like you did with
know.
Marquise Wiley.
Here we go. And I would kill. Since we're talking about the cast members, I would kill. It wouldn't even be George. I would probably kill Dior.
It seems like out of all, Dior has disappointed you the most. I feel like out of today's conversation, I feel like Dior has, in your opinion, he's disappointed you the most. And why is that?
The only reason that I would agree with that partly is because when you are the head of a house, just from what I had a particular, and this is my fault. I can say it's my fault. I had a particular idea of who Dior was in my head. You know, I mean, yeah, he could do hair and everything, but then when he said that he had a gay family and he had all these kids, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up. So I expected something different from him, and so because of what I'm seeing outside of EP Ressie lives for him. Personally, I wouldn't see Dior as a person that I would necessarily hang out with what I know now.
And that's and you know what? That's really hard to believe. I mean, I understand what you're saying as far as coming from the executive producer side. I see what you're saying there. But you know, on our side, on my side, that's hard to believe because when I see Dior, when I talk to Dior, I see him as a loving father, and you know, him handling his business and with his family. But again, that's this side.
And then on two, it's like it's not necessarily Dior. It's like sometimes it's the people around Dior. And then it's like, do these people around him respect him enough to have some type of respect for him to continue? And I've said this before, and it's like that's to me the thing that just bothers me. So that's why I'm just like, when it comes down to Dior, I respect him as a business person. I know for a fact that he grinds hard. I know that he cares about his brand. I've offered to, since when the fight came out, I was like, listen, we can flip it. Like, let me know. But I think that when it comes down to the people that are closest to him and his perception of who Ressie G is, with them adding into his ear, then Ressie G can't get Ressie G business Ressie G. Because personal, we don't have to be personal. But on the business side, I'm gonna always, I send out how many emails saying we gotta put product out there. We gotta put product out there. Let me know when you're ready. Let me do. Let me know so we can plug it, because the business of me is what is gonna stand. We ain't gotta be friends, but when I picked you guys up for this show, I told y'all, okay, we can show you personal, but we gotta do some type of product. Because if we don't put out a product, then what exactly are you chasing? You know, and then even when it comes down to, granted, there may have been work things or things that have been submitted, but time and spacing just doesn't line up. And so I'm not necessarily saying, I think that a lot of people, because they see me as this person, or they think I have this power, or they think I'm up here, or I think I have all this control over people, that they have this idea in their head that they cannot trust me. But everything that I give is consistent to everything that I give. And so if people actually take an opportunity and a chance to just sit down and ask me questions about me, because I go through a lot, but I can't show that because I have to stay strong, because I have to be ready for what the fans are going to say about this cast, and I have to address it. I called Dior and Trey Womack before the fight aired, and I said, hey, the fight is going to air. Are you okay? Prepare yourself. Listen, the fight is going to air. Are you all right? I'm a little nervous. I'm a little just okay. If you need to talk, let me know. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, same thing with George. George is listening to people. And George, I think I know where the root of all this comes from with me and George. One person in particular, and then our history of the little cattiness back and forth. So I know where that comes. There may be an opportunity for a conversation.
I think y'all will be very honest. I don't think that it's that much bad blood between us.
I don't think it is, because we're not that
I actually
close.
like George.
I do too. Let me ask you this: Can I get right now? I would say in 30 days from now, you and George to come right back here together.
That's sit down. As long as I'm here, right?
Can I get a sit down in 30 days with you and George?
That's on George.
Okay.
If I'm available, let's do it.
Okay.
I have no problem. I have no problem with addressing anything. Right. And if I'm wrong, I have no problem with apologizing. I have no problem with eating crow, like the people in the South say. I will. But when you put out particular accusations like that, and I got the receipts to trump what you said, that's when the problem comes. When you say you're gonna drag me, let's go. That's Decatur.
Right.
Let's go. But my thing is, don't say you're gonna do this and don't pop off in front of everybody, because in private you're gonna want to have a conversation to remedy everything. Right. Because the public and everybody in that group, when you just popped off, thinks that we're still at odds. So I don't know what you're probably saying to them.
Right. Well, y'all, this has been a motherfucking wonderful show, y'all. This has been a wonderful show.
Child.
Taj, what you think, baby?
Listen, this has been one of those days, okay?
No.
Now, I don't know about you, but I am ready for the reunion. Once again, you need a little...
Child, she got you. She heard you.
Okay.
And one more thing. I just want to put out one more message. I want to put out one more message on this particular platform. I know I put it out on social. Which one?
Camera one.
Camera one. Okay. So to Trey Womack, again, I publicly apologize for the problems that have come about because of all the gossip. And then also, I would like to say to Trey Howard that I apologize for the things that I have said in the heat of a moment because of my anger. And I will take responsibility for not being more of a big sister and having more of a conversation with you.
I can't wait to have Ariel O'Hara in this chair. I can't wait to have Trey Howard in this chair. Trey Womack. I can't wait to have them all in here. And then I know when you do your reunion, maybe Ear Hustling can come and do some type of red carpet or something. Maybe Ear Hustling can be a part of it. Think about it.
Well, the reunion is not open. We don't have an audience. It's just only available for press, and press passes will be on sale. We can give y'all discounted prices.
Right. I understand.
But so press is definitely allowed to come ask questions. That's what we did last.
Y'all make sure y'all pay attention real soon, because again, we have some people coming to the studio. Do you know I got somebody from Brandy's team coming in the studio soon?
Brandy.
Do you know sometime soon? I'm still trying to work that date. I got somebody from Oprah's team coming in. I think I may be going there.
Busy, Chad.
And I got Kennedy Davenport coming in soon as well, y'all. So, you know, we got some people coming in. I'm still trying to work out this interview with Kirk Myers, y'all, okay? So that's going to be hot as well. I got so many questions for Kirk Myers.
I do.
know?
Listen, I do too.
You don't need to get up and just go to his house.
I know. Actually, here, let me break this news. Actually, we're actually going to be doing a live Ear Hustling podcast from Marty's. So soon, y'all, we're going to, I don't know who the guests are going to be, but we're going to do a live interview from Club Marty's where we're going to have seats there. People can come in. We're going to have an audience there. So I'm trying to work that out with DJ Rude Boy now as we speak. So we got some good things coming up soon, y'all.
This was an interview. Now, this right here was messy.
Right,
and
right.
I loved every minute of
Reese.
it.
Was it the truth?
No, it was, I ain't even going to say it was messy. It was very entertaining.
Well,
what I will say is that this is entertainment. And at the end of the day, Reese, you do a great job entertaining us every week, regardless of how y'all feel and regardless of what y'all have to say, you're watching. So at the end of the day, shout out to everybody that's on the cast.
Reese, do me a favor, come up here, stand behind here, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Come over here.
For the benediction.
Right?
Hallelujah.
Thank you so much, baby. I really appreciate you coming in. You know, this has been a wonderful show. You know, and you know you got a lot off your chest.
There's more.
And
what can we expect from this season? Like from the fight we passed that now, what else do we have to look for in Chasing Dallas?
I would say, most definitely. There's some things that happen on social media that trickled over to the show, and you know, there's definitely some real shit, you know, that happened, and y'all are gonna see that.
I want to see it all. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
our birthday party's coming up on the show. We take a trip to New Orleans.
Dior didn't go.
He did not. There's more.
Thought it was a setup somewhere.
Possibly, but there's definitely more to come. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we'll be waiting for that. What you say? Behind the scenes, unfiltered.
Oh, that's this Thursday, baby.
So we gonna be waiting on that. I'm not gonna.
We definitely gonna be waiting on that, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you, James, for the opportunity.
No problem.
Follow
Anytime.
me, subscribe to my YouTube channel, TajTV.
Please, somebody follow him, okay? Please, because he's been plugging himself all motherfucking day, okay?
Turn your followers
Please,
into dollars.
Right.
I can teach you. Get that book.
Get the book.
Yes. Visit RessieG.com, RESSIEG.com. Pre-order now. The official release for Network and Honey is on March 20, 2020.
Now, your book. Let me ask you one more question. Your book is not they're not double spaced like Markel's, right?
You can look at it and see.
That's what he said. He said it's just not double.
Good child, the hood, honey.
The ghetto.
I'm gonna quit fucking with y'all. All right, y'all. We love y'all.
Thank y'all so much.
We'll see you soon next week.
Meet again.
All right.